What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Les Alex here for Impact Gaming Center. We are live with round 2 of our Modern FNM. We've got Chris on a spicy Temur Prowess against Jack on a spicy Izzet Wizards list. This is going to be a fun match. I'm probably going to be using Scryfall a lot because... oh, baby. I took a look through their decks, and there's a lot of cards in there that I was like, I'm not so sure I know what exactly these cards do. But if you're watching live on Twitch, y'all the MVPs. If you're watching after the fact on YouTube, hey, check out our Twitch, twitch.tv/Impact Gaming Center. We go live every single Friday with some modern action. And, of course, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell icon if you enjoy the content here. And, of course, hit up impactgamingcenter.gg for all your Magic, The Gathering, TCG, and other tabletop gaming needs. That link will be in the description below if you need it. But thanks, everybody, for joining us. No matter where you're at in the world, we are very happy that you decided to spend some time with us, whether it's live or after the fact, and watch these two play some Magic the Gathering. So off the rip, we have a fetch land and a preordain for Jack. Jack always playing some blue and red goodness. Very fitting for Impact here. And we've got some new camera angles here. I do want to show it off. We'll wait, though. What in the world? Here we go. So this is what I'm talking about. Elusive Otter. Alrighty, here we go. There's Elusive Otter. Creatures with power less than elusive power can't block it. Oh, that's pretty annoying. That's pretty good. All right, down to 16 goes Jack. And just so you all know, Jack plays with his lands in front. I don't want to see anything in the comments about you're not allowed to do it or it's against the rules, because it is against the rules in competitive play whenever you are on camera. This is a FNM. It is not competitive play. We are allowing it because Jack is a regular. Alrighty. Preordain. Going to take a look. I believe that was Enduring Courage and Counterspell. Going to keep the Counterspell. Going to pitch the Enduring Courage. Going to actually pitch both of them. And just a pass back from Jack to Chris. Mountain. Slick shot show off. He's going to plot it and pass back to Jack. Alrighty. Island. It's a pretty good looking island. I like that island. That is a pretty nice looking island. What is that from? What set is that from? We got to zoom in. Oh, that's from Brothers War. Those are from the Commander deck, I think. That's really sick looking. I wonder who that artist is. All right. Back to Chris. Arid Mesa. Another slick shot show off. Plotted pass back to Jack. Jack draws Flooded Strand plays Flooded Strand. Thunderclap Trainer. And there it is. When it enters, look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal a non-creature, non-land card from among them, put it into your hand, and then you get to put the other ones on the bottom. It's kind of like an Augur of Bolas. Commercial District down to 17 off the fetch. Alrighty. Still trying to decide on whether we're surveilling this to the top or to the bottom. It appears Chris is going to put that one on bottom. We didn't get a good look at it, or at least I didn't, chat. If you did, let me know. Oh, it's a surveillance, so yeah, Monster Strike going to go to the bin. That's pretty terrifying if you're Jack. At least it would be to me. Lightning Bolt. And he's already got another one. And remember, he can cast both of these for free. He elects not to, just to pass back. Jack's going to crack his fetch land, dropping him to 15. We're going to get another surveil, or are we going to get a surveil land here for Jack? And it will be a Thundering Falls. Jack saying surveil. So let's see where he puts this card. Not getting a good look at it. Gonna keep it on top though. So we'll see it hopefully momentarily. Was a Steam Vents. Flick, 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 flick. Attack. Down to 16. Shock. From 15 to 13 goes Jack. All right. And is that just a pass back? It looks like it. Down to 15 goes Chris. Take a look through the deck ski, see what we're going to get. It's going to be a Thundering Falls, saying, hey, Jack, that was a nice play. I think I'd like to do that. But yeah, this is the new setup and rig here at Impact. Pretty incredible, honestly. Calling it the Impact Zone. Gonna cut back down to the battlefield. Energy. I love it. Thank you, Jack. And we are in Chris's turn, trying to decide what to do here. Jack has a bazillion mana, many of which are blue. All of which are blue, actually. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Time to jam. Get into the red zone with the slick shot show-offs. Meanwhile, Lightning Bolt, target you. That's going to give triggers a bolt of these bird boys down to 10, and Jack is in pretty serious danger of just dying this turn. Before combat damage, we will galvanic discharge. Going to use it to try and kill one of. All right, so in response, the monstrous rage is going on the other. Was this a spell pierce? Flame of Anor, 5 damage, and I gain 2 life, or I'll draw 2 cards. Yep. So Jack playing it real well here. Gonna draw 2 cards off of the Flame of Anor and escapes the turn unscathed. Wow. Very nicely played there by Jack. And kind of a worst case scenario there from Chris. He used a ton of cards and got no damage. And Enduring Courage. Or I'm sorry, Enduring Curiosity. And let's show you what this card does. Getting it on screen here for you. Chris is going to call it, though. But here, let's read this real quick. 4 mana for a 4/3 flash. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. Whenever it dies, if it was a creature, return it to the battlefield under its control. It's an enchantment, so pretty spicy tech here for Jack. But that will do it for game number 1 here in round number 2 at Impact. Thank you all so much for joining us. Again, I'm Les Alex. We are coming to you live from Impact Gaming Center in the fabulous Fairview Heights, Illinois. If you're in the Midwest and you haven't checked out Impact Gaming Center, we have 22,000 square feet. 22,000 square feet of awesome gaming center. It is incredible. I am in awe of how rad this place is that I get to work at. And look, we're going to use the technology that we have with us. Look at this. Got some folks playing some Warhammer. I think that's Age of Sigmar. Of course, some people playing Commander. The Impact Zone there, the feature match area. Some more Commander. And this is only half. This is only half. I can't turn the camera around because it's on a pole. But yeah, this is only half of the space. So if you are in the Midwest, even if you're not even close to St. Louis or the Metro East area, do yourself a favor. Come on out. It's a blasty blast. We have big tournaments all the time. We're constantly playing Commander, CEDH, Modern. But yeah, it's just a good time. So yeah, as we kick it back to the booth, these players are almost ready. Almost ready here for game number 2. Let's kick it down to the battlefield as we get set up for game number 2. Jack took game number 1. Both players are 1-0, and we will be heading to game number 2 momentarily. All right, let's see. Hopefully these players both keep 7. That way we can keep rocking and rolling here from impact. I think Chris mulliganed to 5 last game too. So let's keep that in mind. All right, and we are off to the races here. Already here, Chris has the otter, and he's going to bash in there. Jack's going to keep, or Jack's going to take, rather. And slick shot show off going to be plotted. All right, a fetch land going to take Jack down to 18. Sorry, I'm messing with some settings on on the back end here. So trying to dial some things in, make this broadcast look tip-top for y'all. I'm going to put that consigned to memory to the bin. And we'll draw for turn. Spell Snare, the draw for Jack. And a pass back. Looks like Chris has a pretty powerful hand, but doesn't want to fall into the same trap as last game. However, I will say the longer this game goes, the more likely Jack is to have some significant interaction. So it is kind of a tightrope that Chris has to walk here and know when to actually pull the trigger and start getting in there with the slick shot. Arid Mesa, thumbs up from Jack. Gonna fetch. Down to 17, Chris goes. What land does he want to get? Probably a well, it's his turn, so maybe not a surveil land. Maybe not. Alrighty. Going to cast the slick shot, and it will be spell snared. Oof. That's a pretty rough one to take for Chris. Just going to get in there with the elusive otter. We're going to... Monstrous Rage would have loved to have had the slick shot on the battlefield. Jack just going to thumbs up and take it. Gets a monstrous roll counter, or token rather. So I think Jack just took 5. I think. Did not update the life counter, though. Come on, guys. Yep, down to 13. Lava Dart. Yeah, and Jack just going to keep that energy counters in his energy reserve as the Otter was now able to get out of bolt range or galvanic discharge range with the Lava Dart. So a surveilling a pass. Okay, Chris has an opportunity here to do something. Is that a Blossoming Defense I think he drew? So he's got Monstrous Rage, Blossoming Defense, and Lava Dart. Baseline, that Otter is a 2-2 currently, thanks to the Monstrous Rage and the Monstrous Token. So Monstrous Rage will be +3. So that would be 5. 6, technically. 7 if he goes all out. I don't think that's going to happen. I think Chris is going to play a little bit closer to his chest. And try and finish him off maybe next turn. All right, well, that'll be +3. So 5 total. Oh, wow, he is 6, sacking the mountain. So that will take Jack to 6. If all of this actually goes Chris's way and damage is all resolved. Yeah, 6 total, which is what Jack is saying. So Chris has a land and a Blossoming Defense. Down to 5. Jack is in the danger zone. Gonna have to figure out a way to get this Otter off the table, and it's going to be rough as Chris surveils, but this Blossoming Defense is going to present a pretty hard time here for Jack, excuse me. Sulphur Falls, the land drop here for Jack. Can't quite see what's in his hand. Spell Snare, I see. What else? This is a Flame of Venor. In response, Blossoming Defense. Yeah, Jack saying, dang it. Kind of going for broke there. And the Blossoming Defense. Oh my gosh, Assault Strobe's going to give it double strike, which means it would be a 3-3. And that is all she wrote for game number 2 here. We go to an epic game 3 conclusion. Hey, thank you all so much for joining us. Les Alex here for Impact Gaming Center as we get set up for Game 3. Both players have a win. Both players trying to become 2-0 as we head into the third round. Let's get you into the impact zone camera as these players are set to sideboard.
Doesn't seem like it's going to do very well against energy, but that's all right. It's fun for FNM. Yeah, exactly. That's what matters.
All righty. Jack is on the play. Thank you all so much again for joining us tonight. Round 2 here, Game 3. It all comes down to this. Looks like both players will be keeping. Jack was on a mulligan. That's why he's putting that card on the bottom of his library. And with a point, it is now Chris's first turn. Going to fetch and play an otter. So I'm assuming we're fetching and shocking here. Question is, does Jack have a way to deal with this otter before Chris can untap and potentially protect it? I assume, I don't know, but I assume Chris's deck is pretty light on creatures, kind of like an old school infect deck. I would imagine that's the case. All right, little Kutski back to Jack. Going to fetch at the end step down to 19. And there you go, Chris. Thank you for updating that. Now, Jack, do your part. Chris going to do it for him. Alrighty, now Jack going to draw a card. And plays a land and passes right on back. That was Bloodstained Mire. I wonder if Chris plays any black cards in his sideboard. Stomping Ground. So down to 14 after the fetch and the shock. And we're going to get in there. No blocks. No effects. 18. Main phase 2. Plot a slick shot show off. And Chris has a ton of heat in his hand, no pun intended. Pass back to Jack. Gotta tune the narrative. Gonna draw a card and make 2 energy. And he's gonna fetch down to 17. It'll be a Thundering Falls. Another one. So we'll see what this Surveil has in store for Jack. Looks like Jack's going to keep it on top, possibly, question mark. All right. Yes. Didn't quite get a good look at what it was. Maybe it was that Flooded Strand. I don't know. Love seeing Snapcaster Mage get sleeved up in the year 2024. Now Chris has a bit of a decision to make. Does he try and go for it here? Flicking that. Don't even know what the red card is. Is that a Assault Strobe? Mutagenic Growth, Assault Strobe, I think are those 2 cards he keeps flicking at back and forth. But it doesn't matter because Jack is going to counter the Slick Shot Show Off after it is cast from plot. So even though it is being cast for 0 mana, its mana value is still 2, which is all that Jack and his Spell Snare care about. All right. Where are we at? Well, I know where we're at. As Chris decides. All right, some action happening. Crack of the fetch land down to 13. Gonna get a basic mountain. Assault Strobe. Assault Strobe. Does Jack allow this? Flame of Anor. Going to fetch first. Down to 16 goes Jack. I'm assuming we're going to be taking, yeah, basic island. Makes sense. Assault Strobe on the stack. Jack now getting a basic island off of his fetch land. He is at 16, and this is a Snapcaster Mage. Gonna target the Lightning Bolt. Going to force, or not force of negation. This is a Flare of Denial. Jack. Unfortunately, though, for Jack, Chris has a multiple Assault Strobes. Jack says, "You got another one?" He does. Yeah, that's rough. Alrighty. Double strike. Do your best. Do your worst. Down to 11 goes Chris. It's going to prowess. So 2, 3, 4, 5. Blossoming defense 6. And that's going to do it. Wow, what a flurry of spells there at the end of that game. Chris coming from behind to take the match. Wow, congrats, Chris. You are going to take it. You're going to improve to 3-0, and I believe maybe in the finals we might see you, depending on how you fare next turn. Hey, thank you all so much for joining us. I'm Les Alex. This is Impact Gaming Center. If you're watching on Twitch, we appreciate you all, the real MVPs. If you're watching after the fact on YouTube, hit up Impact Gaming Center on Twitch. That handle is twitch.tv/Impact Gaming Center. Super simple. Super, super simple. And, of course, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell icon, and set it to all. Probably some videos popping up here. Until next time, or the next video, I will catch you all on the flippy flop. Make sure to hit up impactgamingcenter.gg for all your Magic the Gathering, TCG, and other trading card tabletop gaming needs. We appreciate you. See y'all in the next one. Don't go anywhere.